This is what it's like to stay in the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel, Canada's most iconic mountain luxury resort. In this video, I'm gonna show you around the property, show you the inside of one of the rooms, share with you my pros and cons, and let you know whether you should consider staying here or not. All right, let's go. All right, but before we head into the lobby, I want to share with you a little bit of the history about this property. The Fairmont Banff Springs is one of Canada's last surviving Grand Railway hotels, originally built by the Canadian Pacific Railway as the Banff Springs Hotel in the 1880s as one of North America's most luxurious mountain resorts to promote rail travel. The building of this hotel coincided with the discovery of natural hot springs in the region, and this hotel, when it was originally built, did indeed have hot spring water in the swimming pools right out in front, although today you will find no hot spring water, just normal water, though it is a really nice pool that we'll see more of later. The building itself is a French chateau style made primarily of wood and limestone. A series of steep copper roofs, dormers, and gables are really what give it that iconic look. It's hosted royalty, including King George VI and his wife Queen Elizabeth, the mother, during the Royal Tour of Canada in 1939. It's been nicknamed the Castle in the Rockies, and in 2011, Canadian Pacific Railways merged with the Fairmont brand, which added Fairmont in front of it. That gives us today the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel. All right, so let's go take a look around the hotel. As you enter in the front rotating doors of the hotel, you come into the grand lobby. To the right of those rotating doors are the check-in desks. I never found the lines to be all that long. There were lots of check-in desks, and so they process people very well. Over to the left of the front door are the many concierge desks. I've never been in a hotel where I've seen so many concierges. Is that the plural of concierge? Well, let's call it that. Just to the left of the concierge desks is the hotel's coffee shop, 24-hour quick-serve cafe called Stock. We had some sandwiches, which were okay there. The desserts were pretty good, decent coffees as well, but 24 hours, that's a plus. Now, from that main entrance, there's a central hallway that'll head you back into the hotel. You'll find the guest room elevators just to the right. Beyond the guest room elevators, you will find the Fairmont store, which is like the main gift shop in the hotel, though there's more stores we'll take a look at in just a moment. Beyond the Fairmont gift shop is the Fairmont Spa for, hairstylings, massages, those sorts of things. Beyond that is the fitness center. Fitness center is small but well appointed, windows that look out on this kind of like grassy terrace. Now, from that Bow Falls terrace, there's actually really great views of Bow Falls and the river down below, which you can hike to from the hotel. There's a neat path that you can take down. It takes about 15 minutes to get down here if you want to do it by foot, but you can get right next to the falls. We did. I'd highly recommend it to you. Just since I'm talking about that path, that's also where you'll find the golf course and also the German restaurant in a separate building down here. All right, coming back to the fitness center, if you go down 2 floors, you will find the hotel's amazing swimming pool complex. All right, let's talk about the pool complex. The pool complex at this hotel, really amazing. There's a big indoor pool, there's a big indoor hot tub, indoor kids waiting area, but the coolest part about it is definitely this outdoor heated pool. This pool is heated to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, which makes it even better when it's cold outside on day like today. When it's nearly freezing, it's really nice in here. And that little door back there, like you can go right from the inside into this pool through the staircase. There's also a outdoor sauna that you can sit in really warm and look at the mountains, big locker room facilities, and there's a bar that's open until 9 at night. This pool is open until 10. Okay, also on the ground floor that you can get to from either inside the hotel by the elevators or another outside entrance are the Banff Springs shops. This is like the shopping mall inside the hotel. There are maybe 6 or 7 other stores in here. You'll find galleries, clothing shops, and also an outdoor supply store. So if you need some better mountaineering gear, you can pick it up close in to the hotel. This place, which is also in the Fairmont Lake Louise, has these like things made of like musk ox, I don't know, or alpaca fur or something like that. Really interesting store. And then this brings you right out to the guest room elevators in front of the Canadian Pacific store, of course, from the Canadian Pacific Railway that built this hotel originally. Now, heading up a floor from the lobby to M1, the first mezzanine level, overlooking the check-in desks is the Heritage Hall. It's kind of neat in here. They've got all these posters that tell you about the history of the hotel, how it was founded, how it once upon a time had hot spring water in it, but it doesn't actually anymore. The hotel offers guided history tours that start from here, and they've also got pamphlets that you can take on your own if you want to take your own self-guided history walking tour of the hotel, which is pretty neat. Now, this level M1 is where many of the restaurants are located. Overlooking the concierge area is the Chop House for steak. Inside, past the elevators, is the Vermilion Room. This is where you'll find breakfast, but they also serve other meals here too. All right, so here we are in the Vermilion Room for breakfast. It's a pretty solid breakfast buffet. Pancakes, waffles, as much maple syrup as you want since we are in Canada. Really good fruit setup. We got watermelon, strawberries, fresh whipped cream. This, like the buffet itself here, but you say is better than the one in Lake Louise, but only because it's a bit closer to civilization. Just out behind the Vermilion Room, the breakfast restaurant, is the Upper Bow Valley Terrace, where if you want the best views of the Bow Valley and the river down below, this is where you're gonna get it from. This view, quite amazing. So right next to the Vermilion Room is the Rundle Bar. This is the hotel. It's got like tapas, drinking spots. What do we got here? We've got a lobster roll. We've got the crispy chicken rice bowl. We've got some fried oysters. We've got some burrata cheese. Yes, they have a kids menu too. The princess has a pizza coming very, very soon. But we ate here because this is the only place we could like drop in at 5 o'clock. Pretty much all the other restaurants that we were trying to eat at today needed a reservation, and like the earliest we could get into anything was like 7 o'clock. So if you are staying here, pick where you want to eat ahead of time and make that reservation probably at least the day before you come, not the day. Now that we've pretty much seen everything in front of the main building right here, let's talk about the rest of the complex and the parking. So valet parking is available right here in the main valet drive, or self-parking is available driving through this traffic circle, back under this tunnel, and then into a 3-story parking structure that is behind the conference center. There are no elevators out of there, and to get from there, you walk outside this way into the main hotel building. You know, maybe a 5-minute walk outside to get from the parking structure back to the main hotel building. Now you might be asking yourself, Chris, you talk about the main hotel building. Are there others? Well, yes. So there's this bridge right here that connects to the Gatehouse. So there's an Italian restaurant in here, and then there are more hotel rooms in the Gatehouse. Now also within the Gatehouse, you will find the Ramsey Bar, which is a little 2nd-story bar right up here, open in the evenings, and then down below an area known as the living room. You could consider this like an extended area of the lobby, but just an area to kind of like flop around, hang out. They've got board games you can play while you look out on the view of the trees outside. And next to the living room is the Adventure Center. This is where you can like rent gear. Bikes are available, 4-hour rentals for free for hotel guests. There's another bridge that goes over from the Gatehouse into this building, which is the Conference Center. In the Conference Center is where you'll find a Hertz rental car. You'll find a Mountain Sports Equipment Company. This is where you'll also find the Business Center if you need like copying or faxing. You will find up here the main Conference Center. And then just down here, you will find a liquor store and a small supermarket that's open pretty late until 10 p.m. at night. And the kids club for a bunch of kids-friendly activities, even a 5-pin bowling alley too. Now, in addition to the conference center, they've also got a lot of meeting and event facilities in the main building. For example, the Stephen Hall here is a really amazing room. The Oak Room right here isn't too shabby either. Now, the 2nd floor mezzanine is also home to some really cool historic rooms. The conservatory here looks like a great place for dancing in the early 1900s. The princess finds as a great place to practice her spinning, and some other really impressive halls and rooms here too. This is part of the hotel self-guided historic tour, but I love just how nice they keep this all. Really amazing. And when the rooms haven't been booked out for private events, many of them you can use as your own private seating area. Look at that view out there. A great place to curl up and read a book. Oh, and if you want the finest experience here at the Fairmont Banff Springs, then you'll want to book a gold room, because the gold rooms, in addition to being nicer and having their old gold lounge, also have their own check-in lobby and valet area right here in the back. The one funny thing about exploring this hotel, I was trying to get to the conference center over here across these bridges. You can see there's a bridge that crosses this road. It comes to the Gatehouse, and there's a bridge over there, and there's a bridge over here, and I got lost like 17 times in staircases and hallways trying to follow the signs that get over there. I think I could do it with enough persistence, but I asked one of the concierges, like, how do I do it? And she goes, honestly, it's not worth it. It takes too long. Like, you can if it's really hailing or sleeting, but if it's not, just walk across the street. So I got so lost in this building, I had to ask one of the housekeepers how to get out. So I'm out. All right, whew, out of the Fairmont. Now, before we go into the room, if you're looking for the perfect place to get a view of the hotel, it's a Viewpoint called Surprise Corner. It's on the other side of the river, and actually the hotel runs like excursions to come out here if you don't want to get here yourself. It's a little tiny parking lot just down there, and then there's this like wooden viewing platform that you can see it from, or you can hike here maybe 2 hours round trip from the hotel, but that's where you can get your perfect thumbnail. Even in the elevators, they have a nice kind of old school woody vibe to them, and you come out onto the guest room floor. It's a nice chandelier on top, seats that you can kind of relax at if you're waiting for the elevator, and then the guest room hallway is just down there, or in this case, down this way, where our room's located. Oh, and all the guest room floors do have ice machines behind this little closet door that says ice and pop. How much is pop gonna be? $3.50 for a bottle of Coke. Now that you've seen everything around the hotel, let's check out the inside of one of the rooms. This is room 722, a 2-queen bedroom up on the 7th floor. As you can see, it has 2 queen beds. Princess, is that comfy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, comfy so far. We got a clock radio over there. How's the jump test? Yummy. Good, jump test is good. There's 2 windows in the room. They're interesting alcoves. Come over here and look at this. They're all kind of like inset back over this way. It is a rainy day, but the bottoms of the windows do open, so you can get some fresh air just like this. As we come into this part of the room, we got a flat panel television over here, table over here. What I like about this table is it has power outlets and USB right in the center. That's pretty nice. This table also doubles as a desk. Then just underneath the television, we have the refrigerator in the room, and also the coffee and tea, full Nespresso and teapot. And then right up here, you've got the Nespresso pod and a full set of teas. Just above it, if you're wondering where the remote control is for the television, it has its own little box right there. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the closet and the bathroom. Thank you for closing those, Princess. The closet is right here. The Princess is going to show us inside. And if you look in the closet, it's got 2 robes. And then we were wondering where the slippers were. Then it turns out there's this little box right up here. And that is where they store the Fairmont slippers. Interesting cork bottom on the slippers. Yeah, you can see the slippers. A shoehorn to help you put on your shoes. Uh-oh. You want to see that? Yeah, and then the laundry bags and stuff they have in this little leather box up here. All right, final part of the room, bathroom. Let's take a look. All right, so here in the bathroom, pretty big single sink illuminated mirror. We have the Le Labo body lotions and soaps. Towels are down here below. Toilet, and then over here we have the shower. No bathtub in this room, but it does have a rain head and a handheld as well, which is nice. And in here they also have these gigantic common Le Labo Rose 31 bath amenities. They do smell really nice though.
How smell? Smells like chips.
Smells like chips. I think like roses, but to each their own. What's also kind of interesting in the bathroom, to cover the spare toilet paper, they have a leather Fairmont toilet paper holder cover. Now that is fancy. Now that we've seen everything around the hotel and the inside of one of the rooms, it is time for a hotel review where Topher and I will share with you the pros and cons of this hotel. If you haven't met, this is Topher. He's my traveling panda. He helps me review hotels. I'm Chris, he's Topher. Together we make Christopher. And so Topher, how many Tophers is the Fairmont Banff Springs Hotel gonna get? It's gonna get what? It's gonna get what? It's gonna get 4.5 Tofers. All right, so let's talk about the pros and cons of why this hotel got 4.5 Tofers and why it didn't get 5 Tofers. So the first pro, it absolutely is a grand historic hotel that has been maintained very well. Every place in this hotel looks nice, looks sharp, and although you can feel the history in the hotel, it doesn't feel like you're staying in a 100-year-old hotel. And by that, I mean there's no creaking floorboards or rusty pipes abound. The room was also very nice, although it was small in size. That's something I've heard many people talk about this hotel, that the rooms are indeed small. But everything we needed in the room, beds, television, nice bathroom, it was all there. I also really appreciated that we could open the windows. I also really appreciated that we had a handheld faucet in the shower, makes showering so much easier, especially when you're showering a 4-year-old. There's a lot of great restaurants on property. The breakfast was super good. We really enjoyed that both of the days we were here. We had booked this hotel through the American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts program, and so we got free breakfast at the Vermilion Room, and it's really like an amazing full-on breakfast. And the fact that the breakfast is like kind of in the middle of nowhere, Banff, and is really high-end makes it that much better. There's also a whole bunch of other restaurants on property, and so you're definitely not gonna go hungry. I also appreciated that Stock, the kind of like coffee shop in the lobby, was open 24 hours. So, you know, if I got up at 2 in the morning, I could grab a bite to eat from there if I want to, which it wasn't 2 in the morning, but after swimming the second night at around 10:30, I did want a dessert, and I appreciated that that was still open and quick. I also found the staff at this hotel to all be really friendly and really helpful. When we checked in, only one of our 2 rooms was available, but they checked us into the 1 room, explained everything about the property, gave us maps about Banff, maps about where to hike. I've also never seen a hotel that has so many concierge desks. Like, they really are here to help you have a great stay in the Banff area. And the final pro, definitely the swimming pool. The Curious Princess, our daughter, her favorite thing about this hotel was definitely the 90-degree Fahrenheit heated outdoor swimming pool. It is really cool to be in that, awesome to be in that when it's really cold outside. You know, combine almost freezing temperatures with a 90-degree Fahrenheit pool, like body temperature, and that's just quite splendid. Even the indoor pool complex was big and warm and didn't like smell as chlorinated as I find many indoor pool complexes, although I really enjoyed the outdoor one a lot better than the indoor one. But it's nice that you have both options. And it's also nice that they keep both of those open until 10 p.m. at night, so you can do that after you get dinner. All right, so let's talk about the cons. Why didn't it get 5 Tofers? And so the first con is the location. While the location is good, it's not great. What do I mean by good? Well, it's near the Banff Town Center, but it's not in the Banff Town Center. So it's really kind of set across the river from Banff downtown, most of the things, attractions, restaurants, shops that are in Banff. And so to pretty much go anywhere in Banff from here, you're gonna need a car in some form or fashion, whether that's your car, whether that's the hotel car, whether that's a taxi. But unless you're just eating or shopping on property, you're gonna need a car to get yourself other places, which is then quite inconvenient in Banff because the traffic in downtown Banff and the parking situation there can be pretty tough because there's a lot of people that want to go there. And so I think having a hotel that's in downtown Banff is a lot more convenient to do the stuff that's actually in the downtown, so you don't have to deal with the parking, bus, transit haze. And the second con we found was that although the hotel had a lot of restaurants on property, unless you made reservations quite well ahead of time, if you were trying to make them the day of, we found like very limited availability for dinner. So there just aren't actually enough restaurant seats, apparently, for all of the people who want to eat there. We also appreciated that there were a lot of resort activities. They had this board that had all of these activities like history tours and hikes, only to find that every one we went to try to sign up for was full the day of or the day before. And so that's another one where it's like, maybe because we were here in a busy weekend, everything filled up way before we got here, but it's like almost feels like advertising something that you can't actually get when they're all full by the time you already arrive to try to sign up for them. And the final con, definitely the parking situation. Sure, there's great valet parking in the front, but if you want to do self-parking, it is not in the front. It is in a 3-story parkade parking garage that is behind the conference center, not connected to the hotel at all. You've actually got to like walk outside to get to the hotel. It just felt like a really long haul to get from parking to the hotel. Oh, and you should also know there's no elevators in the parking garage either, so you got to like schlep your luggage down the stairs if you take it there. We saw some people ran into that issue. We didn't have that issue because we dropped our luggage off at the front, which you should do if you're doing the self-parking, but just know that it's going to be a little bit of walk. I tend to go get the car and then pick up OC Girl and the family at the front, but you know, that would add 5 to 10 minutes to every excursion in and out of the hotel. All right, now to answer the question, is it worth it? And to let you know whether we would stay here again and whether you should stay here again, we have to tell you how much we spent on this hotel. So we booked this through the American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts program so that we could get the free breakfast and a $100 dining credit. We booked it about 7 months out, and the going rate for our 2 queen bed deluxe room in May of 2024 was about $600 US per night. Definitely not cheap. So that is a con too. This hotel is actually quite expensive, and this rate, we specifically picked these days in May because these were the cheapest we could find it over the next like 5 months throughout the summer, which is why we came in May. If you come in June or July, the rooms are not $600, they're upwards of $1,000. And so if that price isn't a big deal to you and you're looking for something that is like the most luxurious place you can stay in Banff, I think this is definitely going to be it. I have heard from other people that they've also enjoyed the Rimrock Resort, which is further up the hill. That's going to have the same con of location, being far from everything, but I have heard the views are really good from that hotel. Now, personally, if we were coming back to the Banff Town Center again, we would probably stay in the downtown just so we could stay in the closer proximity to the restaurants and shops. But if you are looking for a hotel in this price range and this luxury level, one I would absolutely recommend is the Fairmont Lake Louise Hotel. We stayed there just before we stayed here, and that is a 5-topher hotel. And if you want to know why, and is one of our best hotels we've ever stayed in, you can check that review out right here. Well, fellow explorers, as usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in the next video, or maybe my Banff Things to Know video that you'll find right here.